So hey, YouTube family, I'm your guy DJ Bless One, the best one. We got to talk about Joe Flacco today and how he had his comments referring to Shedeur Sanders. He kind of rubbed me the wrong way, but he did say something I agree with. But multiple of the things this guy stated, no offense, Joe Flacco, as much as I rolled for you during this saga, I gotta call out some of the things you talked about. Now, I need you guys to smash that like button and hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching another episode of I Smoke Hip Hop Live.
I've been broke so many times, I don't want to believe. Mama say it's my fault, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Niggas bless up on my...
So we're looking at Joe Flacco today, guys. How you doing today? What's good, family? It's your boy DJ Bless One, the best one. And today we're going to talk about Joe Flacco speaking on Shedeur Sanders. Now, he reiterated something that I didn't really get along with, as you could see. And y'all probably shocked a little bit because y'all know I spoke very high volume of who Joe Flacco is to me. I like his resiliency, how he left Michigan, went to an Ivy League school, smaller program compared to Michigan, and he excelled and got drafted high for his merits and work, something that wasn't allowed of Shedeur Sanders. So we have to speak on it, and you guys know I'm not biased. It's just me being straight up honest. So, and today, we seen Joe Flacco speaking on Shedeur Sanders last preseason. He tried to defend Coach Kevin Stefanski and the whole style. Now, listen, Joe Flacco said some real things. I'm not going to lie about that. But he also left out some things that need to be addressed. First, let me give Joe Flacco his credit. He spoke about Shedeur Sanders. He went through a tough time being sacked over 6 times. You know, that's what he brought up about Shedeur. We all seen it. I thought it was 5 times. I looked at the stats like, sheesh, 6 times? But he talked about how, you know what I'm saying, the blocking was awful, but he didn't even mention it. I talked about it, but you would have think that's what he was going to bring up. And Joe said straight up, that's what rookies go through. And that's what makes you, you know what I'm saying, becomes this guy or whatever. And on that part, I agreed with Joe. Every rookie quarterback is going to have those welcome to the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, as you get hit, you get sacked, you struggle, and it's supposed to help you grow. I can agree with that. The adversary of what you go through makes you better. Like, where I'm from, you can apply that same thing on what Joe Flacco said to life. Now, this is exactly what Joe Flacco said before I go in. So I'm going to let you guys listen to Joe, and we can do our assessment there.
I can remember just like yesterday. I mean, that's part of being a rookie. You know, you're going to get thrown into situations that, you know, maybe you don't think are ideal. I got thrown into a game against New England with 2 minutes left. I fumbled on the 1 yard line. They scored 2 plays later, and that was John Harbaugh's first preseason game, and he was not happy. I mean, I wasn't happy either, but like, hey, like, it's part of the game. It's part of what makes a football player is learning how to like deal with those situations and learn from them. So yeah, listen, we've all been there. I can remember just like yesterday. I mean, that's part of being a rookie. You know, you're going to get thrown into situations that, you know, maybe you don't think are ideal.
Now, if we're being honest, Joe, I respect you. I like you. There are many things we can touch upon what you said, though. Forget about how much I like you or not. But here's where I disagree with you, because what Shedeur went through wasn't just rookie growing pains. What Shedeur went through was straight up sabotage. Rookies do not, and listen, y'all, I repeat, do not usually have to deal with their own coaches, Coach Kevin Stefanski, putting them in a situation to fail the way we've seen. Like, I mean, something like that was never really a thing until we've seen. There's been so many things done that was absurd that we've seen thrown upon Shedeur that has never been done to almost no football players besides, let's just be real, guys who look like Shedeur. Because I was in shock. I've seen this deranged type of attitude towards us, but never on a level of ineptitudes in the highest scales, the Richter scales, we could say. It flew off of the way they came at Shedeur, like, oh, they really gonna crash out over him. That's what I took in it. So look, listen to me. I'm trying to let you know what Coach Kevin Stefanski did with stats that I already provided with nothing but facts and receipts. Listen to me. Kevin Stefanski put Shedeur in a situation to ultimately fail. No max protection, terrible play calling, and let's be real, 95% of the offensive line that was out there with Shedeur, they were never going to make the Pro Bowl, nor the Browns' final roster. I mean, I think we can contest to the fact that I already shown some of this thing. Majority of the guys on the Cleveland rosters are not even on the football team anymore. Why would you put him in the ranks of things with guys who are probably going to be insurance salesmen, no disrespect? Maybe if they fight hard enough, you know, they can probably beat the system or the favor that's not favorable for them where they can actually make a team. But forget all that. They were never in a proper stature to protect a caliber quarterback of Shedeur or any other quarterback. That's why you didn't put Dylan Gabriel with any of those scrubs. If this was a real quarterback competition, why not allow Shedeur to partake with some of the better resources, meaning i.e. second strings at least at minimum, third string? I don't even think you really had real fourth string players, if we're being honest. Let's just be honest all around the board, because majority of these guys are the ones being cut. And that's who Shedeur Sanders' entire duration with the Cleveland Browns franchise. It was with all those guys who got cut. You negated that part, Joe Flacco, and I like you, Flacco, but the fact that you negated that part can make people like me a little uncomfortable, because I know you're not being paid to do that, but then when you look at the grander schemes of things, you are being paid to be part of the conglomerate of Cleveland Browns. We don't know what's said to you behind the scenes, so you're going to protect your situation and say the best thing to say in that situation, but not necessarily the truth. It makes it very uncomfortable. Or is it that you're uncomfortable to tell the truth? We got to dig in deep into that. So basically, You basically just like sent him out there with practice squad level blocking against NFL caliber defenses. That's not development. That's a setup. That's called a sabotage. Ulterior motives that doesn't help anybody else besides the franchise. And it doesn't help the Cleveland beautiful residents because they're trying to win. But there's like 4 generations of family members who never got to see a victory with the Cleveland Browns, a proper one. And you think Jimmy Haslam cares? No. You think Andrew Berry cares? He's a token. I'm just being real. And the real DEI hire, I said it was Andrew Berry. No, he's just a token. The real DEI hire is always overwhelmingly going to be Kevin Stefanski. How does this guy win Coach of the Year 2 times playing gimmick JV ball the way we've seen? I mean, let's just be real. The real guy calling the offensive schemes is him, bro. You can see it. You can literally see how he overtrumps his authority on the offensive coach. And the offensive coordinator himself is another token piece. But let's just keep carrying on. Now, Joe Flacco, I like you, but Joe Flacco should have said that if you're going to keep it real, keep it all the way real. He should have spoke on basically Shedeur is a talented young quarterback who deserves at least a chance to play with the first stringers or even the second stringers. How are you going to evaluate a quarterback competition when you're not giving all the quarterbacks the same resources? You let Joe Flacco throw behind the starting offensive line. The starting O-line was horrendous, bro. But yet it still was good enough for a guy like Shedeur versus the cab drivers you gave him. You let the other QBs get their snaps with some real weapons. But Shedeur, you threw him to the wolves with no backup, no support, and then act like, oh, that's just rookie stuff. Nah, man, that was deliberate. And I'm going to go to some more deeper things than that, because here's Kevin Stefanski trying to, defend his actions and be satisfied with the fact that, he claims he gave both rookies equal amounts to get better and develop. This was unbelievable. Listen to Coach Kevin Stefanski.
I'm committed to his development, just like all of our rookies. So we'll continue to focus on getting our guys better. And that's what we'll stay committed to. And that's what's important to me. I'm committed to
outrageous in every single way for this coach to say that verbatim. And you know who he was talking to as his cushion? The tweaker Mary Kay Cabot. I'm not going to stop calling her a tweaker. That's alleged, but whatever. My perception and opinion is that it's not a projection. It's not a lie. These are my opinions. I was taught growing up, you look at people based on their characters, based on what they say, and your business card is always face value. So Mary Kay is a tweaker in my eyes. So let's carry on. I'm looking at this situation that was clearly deliberate. So for you guys to try to talk to me like I be doing too much, thank God 98% of the people all agree with me. It's always that 2% that's like the booger you picked out. That's like the roach you stepped on, and you don't necessarily feel bad for the roach, but you feel bad for those new Nike shoes you just bought at the store. Let's just keep it a fact. It's something that's irrelevant and that just keeps saying redundant, same garbage. In other words, a troll that grew a heart, unlike a Pinocchio, if it was a real, yeah, that part. Let's keep going. And as I, DJ Bless One, myself has stated, let's make it clear. Shedeur Sanders is not the only one to blame for that awful performance, Joe Flacco. Any real quarterback and any real football fan, or just any NFL players in general, you can look at what literally happened that day. Listen to me, guys. Everybody's seen it, and the coaches failed him. They deliberately failed Shedeur on purpose. I'm talking about guys from Derek Carr, TJ Taj Muhaja. It's just any guys who ever counted part of this league said what I said. That's why I like being the comfortable, no matter what your favorite YouTubers say. I don't care if they don't copy me or say what I said. Well, they do copy me. Let me say a difference. I don't care if you think I should copy what they said. No, I'm the trendsetter, because all leaders are the trendsetters. That's why my supporters are the trendsetters of who can be the best supporters, because they all have that same feelings that are not a lot of people are gifted, meaning we're not gullible like a lot of you guys. Military teaches you stay alert, stay alive. There are really plain and simple idiots that are running out here, and you can see them. It don't baffle me anymore at this age that I'm in. So let me carry on. That wasn't nothing natural that we've seen. That wasn't oops, the line broke down. That was pre-planned. They wanted Shedeur to be exposed that day. They wanted him to look bad. And when you watched it closely, you can tell Coach Kevin Stefanski either willingly sabotaged Shedeur or being ordered to sabotage Shedeur. I think it was both, because Kevin Stefanski does not like Shedeur. Pay attention. Go look at all the games on the sidelines. Go look at the practices, because I watched all the training camps. I'm petty like that. Shout out to my plug. I've been watching nonstop. That's why all my videos are facts-based. Forget who has the most views. That's why people keep coming back here, bro, because when you look at my facts, people be like, damn, this dude did say it 4 years ago or 5 years ago. 3 months prior to your biggest YouTubers or pundits saying it. And that's the way it's going to be, because you don't have to wait for the rest to speak on truths. If you are a solid individual, you're going to speak on it. It's not that I'm first. It's that I'm bold, fearless, and courageous. Your favorite YouTubers have to watch what they say for monetizations. And monetization is cool if they protect themselves. We all should feed our family, but they pay attention to the sponsorships or a favorite celebrity that they one day want to be around. And it's just giving groupie vibes, and I can't watch content like that. That's why I'm stuck watching people with only 5,000 subscribers, 200 subscribers, with only 10 people in their live stream. That's where I'm at, because that's someone who's relatable. That's someone I can meet off this camera internet world that your favorite YouTubers can't. That's why I'm seen in multitudes of places, and people could be at Walmart, you could be at Wendy's, you could be at the Dollar General. You're gonna run into me, and I'm dressed down. I'm not trying to, because I'm a regular human being. I didn't ask for this, but I love it. It's therapy. Now, let me talk to Joe Flacco one last time before we dip out. Now, Joe Flacco, listen to me. See, that's the part you should have addressed, because while I respect Joe Flacco as a veteran, his words almost made it sound like Shedeur just needs to take his lumps and move on. But no, what Shedeur faced wasn't just lumps. And can we just say something? Shedeur's the consummate professional. We're the ones defending Shedeur and saying these things. Anytime Shedeur gets on that camera, he stays professional. He could have said what I, DJ Bless One, have been saying, or you great supporters of mine. No, he took the high road just like his father. What did Shedeur says? Listen, guys, it's some things we're going to have to take, and we're just going to have to go through it. He blamed himself. He pretty much agrees with Joe Flacco and said it in that way. But for Flacco to come out, it just gave thrown off vibes. But no, what Shedeur faced was not lumps, Joe Flacco. It was not rookie rituals. It was not the usual. It was nothing natural about it, Joe Flacco. And it was betrayal from the people who are supposed to help him grow. And that's the difference. So let's not get it twisted. Shedeur is still a good, talented quarterback. But when your coaches put you in situations where you can't win, they're not just testing you, they're trying to break you. And if Joe Flacco is going to speak on it, well, I just wished he kept it 100. You feel me? Keep it 100. Like, keep it 100 about what really happened out there. Like, don't play the Tom Brady charade game with the, well, Chucks. That's what Tom Brady does. And I've never really seen you like that, Joe Flacco. You've always kept it 100. How come it's different today? It's something uncomfortable, but I clearly see what's going on. Ever since that trade of Kenny Pickett, all getting revealed, because you can see it was a forced trade. They loved Kenny. Kenny could do no wrong in their eyes. But when certain things get exposed too much and the community have embraced who Shedeur is, well, that's what it is now. They're going to be forced to not get rid of Shedeur, but play more gimmick plays, have more people speak out against the young man that Shedeur is, the good character traits, good family, good upbringing. You're not going to really hear that, because family, let's be real, this ain't just football. This is politics, and Shedeur is paying the price. It's deeper than football. It's bigger than football. I'm your guy, DJ Bless One, the best one. And don't forget to love your family, love your kids, and without a doubt, stay blessed, gang. Peace.
Heart been broke so many times.